In this episode, we're going to look at a Toshiba M750C. This is a Cinema Series VHS-HIFI VCR by Toshiba. And the customer's complaint on this one is it's eating tape. So, before I even try loading the tape and have it chew up one of my test tapes, we're going to pull the top off this one and see what is going wrong. Now the first thing I want to do is I want to try and put this thing through the motions without a tape so I can see what it is doing. So I'm just going to release the tape, the little locks that lock the mechanism so that I can try loading the mechanism. Watch what happens with this loading gear over here. That's telling me just the way that this thing's behaving that we may have a mode encoder switch problem, because now it appears to be kind of jammed. No motors came on there. Drum motor's not coming on. Caps and motor is kind of... See, it's doing weird things. Now the caps and motor is spinning like crazy. I think we have a mode. If you look at the way that the loading motor is going back and forth there, I think we have a mode switch problem on this. Let's clean the mode switch. We'll see whether that is where the problem lies on this. Yeah, we got to find the mode switch on this unit. It should be attached to the cam gear here. It should be right underneath the cam gear, if I'm not mistaken, on this unit. I just have to lift this connector for the head out of the way. And I think if there should be a couple of little plastic catches on here that I can release and lift this whole motor assembly out. Take off this tape so I can disconnect the loading motor. If we release these catches, and we'll notice that there's a timing mark back here. Okay, this tells us we're in the stop position. Should be a couple catches I have to release to open this up. That's it there, and it should just lift off when I get all the catches done. That's one, two, should be a third catch around here somewhere, and this one over here. Take that off. One catch, two catches here, and the third catch is on this side over here. I think that'll pull this off. And that one. Okay, that lifts off. I'm gonna release this little catch over here. Get that out of there. Okay, there we go. And there is the mode switch that I was looking for. And it is most certainly going to be dirty. Now we make note of the position that it's in because we have to get the alignment. I'm not going to touch this because there's no problem with the gear here, but I have to make sure that we get the mode switch back to its home position. You can see there's a little tooth right here that points at this little tooth here. That's the home position. So now I want to just pop this thing apart if possible, but I think I have to actually remove the mode switch from the unit itself in order to do that. And to do that, I'm going to remove the entire loading motor. Push the whole block down. Because as you can see, there's a pin through the middle here. So I'm just going to release this gear a bit out of here a bit so that I can push the whole loading motor down. Kind of like that. And then the whole thing goes flying out. Now I can take this mode switch apart. After I get the grease off of everything that got hit. Mode switches apart. Yum. Yeah. It's pretty dirty. So let's clean this up. We're going to use some deoxit on this. I'll use the 100% D100L just so I don't waste it because this stuff's expensive. So I'll put a couple drops of deoxit onto the contacts here. And then we'll polish them up. And for those that don't believe that this stuff cleans good, yeah. It cleans excellent. Gonna put some more in here and leave it to keep the contacts clean because this does have a lubricant in it. Okay, it's time to put this switch back together and we'll try it and see whether it works. And then this piece goes back in like that. It's not a good thing for video review. If you're taking a mechanism apart and something falls apart, if you've got video, you can always go back and look at it, but I'm pretty sure that's where that piece came out. Just like that. Okay, now it's time to make sure that my alignment is correct. So I'm going to turn the little switch around here to line up the timing. And now we can place this back into the VCR. Drops in just like this. Oh, I've got to take out the tape cleaning. This is for the tape cleaner. It's going to remove this so that I can put it back in after properly. I'm just going to remove that just to get it out of the way. That's the tape cleaner. I could actually leave this out because this is disintegrated completely, so I'm not going to put the tape cleaning wheel back in. That's going to put more dirt on the heads. It's just deteriorated, so there's no point in putting that in. So we're going to drop this in place and just push it down until it locks. I'll be snapping in all the clips, that clip, that clip, that clip, and of course the back clip over here. The unit won't move once it's in place, and then we can reattach the two connectors, one for the audio control head and the other one for the motor. And now I should be able to put power to this thing, and it should not misbehave. Okay, I'm going to load it. That appears to be working. Take up spool is turning. If I go to fast forward, do a rewind. I just simulated the tape being at the end. So now the tape's going into full rewind and eject. I think we can try taping this thing now. This is probably a damaged tape. I always put my old damaged tapes in first to see what happens. And it's playing. I'll show you guys. Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble on my old damaged tape. So this one's working. So let's try test recording. I want to leave that thing playing for more than a few seconds. And of course, this is one of these dumb VCRs. Can you see how dumb this machine is? How do you change channels on the tuner? And how do you put it in record if you don't have the remote? Fortunately, I do have the remote. Probably had batteries sitting in the thing. Look at the ugly remote. Has it got batteries in it? Hope not. No, good. No batteries. Okay, let's load a couple batteries in here and see if this thing works. Okay, let's try putting this on a channel that I actually have something on. I got something on channel 4. That's my PVR outputs on channel 4. I got another thing on channel 5. But I think I'll just record my security cameras. That's a safe one to record. So hit record on here. And it should be recording. Oh. What did I press? I pressed rewind. Try that. Okay, record my security cameras. Yeah, I know I'm recording over Stevie Ray Vaughan, but that's okay because it's not the full performance. It's only about 2 minutes of recording there. So let this record for a couple minutes, and then we'll play it back and see how it looks. That's probably more than enough now. And then I'll clean the heads and get this out of here. So stop, play, reverse, there we go. The unit is working perfect. Let's clean the heads and finish this job. So just use the good old isopropyl alcohol on some writing paper. Put it up against the head and turn the head counterclockwise. The upper drum, that is. Yeah, I would say that there was a bit of dirt on there. We'll just do some more. Now, for those of you wondering what this is on top of the head on this one, this is a power slip ring. Toshiba was one of the companies that actually put the actual, they put a preamp, I believe, right on the head itself. There's a little filter capacitor. And if I'm not mistaken, they have a preamp on the head. So the preamp is powered up back here. So I'll reach in here and I'll unplug this little plug. And as you see, we lose the picture. And that's because that's a head preamp that feeds the preamp right on the actual head itself. Toshiba was the only company that I ever remember doing that. Of course, that also meant you couldn't use aftermarket heads because the preamp was actually part of the upper drum assembly. You had to buy an original. Okay, we'll eject that tape. I'm going to clean the audio control head and the full erase head, and then I can send this one on its way. We'll clean the audio control head here. The top portion is for the linear audio, and the bottom is the control track portion. And as you can see, this head was also dirty. We'll also clean the capstan shaft. And the pinch roller. And all the other guides that the tape touches. Full erase head. And of course, the pinch roller. Yeah, just a little bit of dirt. Color bar tape one last time. Do a final playback test on here. Playing perfect. As you can see, picture quality is perfect. We can run it through the motions. So forward search, reverse search, rewind, fast forward, play, And still, this unit's actually got a pretty good freeze frame too. Eject. Unit is repaired. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you again real soon.